Hello everyone, in this video I'll be going through a quick tutorial game of Luckless 7. Our current demo build has two tutorials, one built into the story mode and another in arcade mode. In this video I'll just be jumping into a game and quickly going through how the basic mechanics work. In our current arcade mode build, we have two primary game types available, random draft and balanced draft. Both game types are similar in that they deal the player a random set of cards, the difference being that in balanced draft, a select number of cards from each card type are guaranteed to be given to the player. The numbers after each of these game types merely signify the number of rounds required for victory, 3 being the lowest and 9 being the highest. For this video I'm gonna play a game at balanced 5. Luckless 7 is played very similarly to Blackjack, but with a few key differences. In Luckless 7, the player is trying to hit a score of 20 as close as possible, rather than 21. In addition, the player has a hand in which they can play cards to change their score. All cards in Luckless 7 are color-coded based on their effect. For example, red cards will subtract the value of the card from the player's score. If I were to play this -6 card, it'll take my score from 2 down to -4. Cards with more than one color have multiple effects. For example, this blue-red card can act as both a +4 card and a -4 card. The color that's on top signifies which is the active color. If I were to flip this card, this becomes a -4 card, and I can play it just as I would a normal -4 card. Yellow cards have special effects, and they'll be determined by the number or symbol that's in the middle of the card. This particular card will double the value of the last card played. So if I were to play this, it would act as another 2 card and bring my score to 4. Cards with 2 numbers in them have 2 different effects, and you can flip them based on which number you want. This multi-card can act as a -2 card or a -6 card. The last card I'm going to introduce is the tiebreaker card. I actually started a new game, so I would have one in my hand, and I can explain how it works. The tiebreaker card works exactly like a duel card in that you can flip the card to give a plus or minus effect. The difference being that it has the additional benefit of allowing the player who used the card to win in the case of a tie. So if I play this card and me and my opponent are standing on the same number, I'll win that round. Now that the cards have been explained, there's the last part of the battle board I want to cover before we begin. You may notice the big green number in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. That number shows the number of cards left in the dealer deck. The dealer deck consists of 40 cards number 1 through 10, 4 of each number. When a player chooses to hit, they're dealt a random card from the dealer deck. In this case I was dealt a 6 card. Players who keep track of what cards have been dealt to them will be able to better predict what cards will be dealt in the future. For example, since I know that this 6 card has been dealt, I know the odds of me being dealt another 6 card are slightly lower than the odds of me being dealt any other card. As the game goes on, if I keep track of what cards have been dealt, I'll be able to have a pretty good idea of what the chances of me getting dealt a high value card or a low value card will be. Alright, that should cover most of the basic mechanics. I'll explain the rest as the game goes on. Now, since the player is trying to hit a score of 20, one of their first actions is almost always going to be to hit, which I'll do right now. So right now I'm at 16. I have a card that can give me +4, -4. I'll play it as +4 and then stand. And most likely the opponent won't be able to beat this. Now that I've won, one of my score markers has lit up. When the score marker reaches 5, I'll have won the game. You may notice that the middle marker is a bit different in that it has 4 holes in it. That means that when a player wins the 3rd round, 4 new cards will be dealt to both players. It doesn't matter whether I or my opponent reaches the score of 3 first. Whoever gets there first new cards will be dealt for everyone. 16 again. Alright, it's a bit risky to hit at this high of a number, but I do have some negative cards, so I'll go ahead and risk it. And I can flip this card for -5, play it, and tie the match. So this is a multi-card I can play as a +1 or a +5 card. I'll flip it to give the +5 effect to land on 20 and then stand. Alright, now that I've won the third round, 3 new cards will be dealt to me. If I had no cards, 4 new cards would be given to me, but the cards that are currently in my hand are not thrown out when new cards are dealt. So if you have a high number of cards and you're approaching a round in which new cards will be dealt, you may want to consider spending some of them to make way for potentially better cards. Alright, that should cover a basic game of Luckless 7. Thank you for watching. If you want to play through our other tutorials that are available in our story mode and arcade mode, some of the game's mechanics are also described on our website www.deckpointstudio.com. You can find a link to the website in the description on this video. Thanks again, and please consider downloading our demo and giving our game a try.